Leonor and Christian's royal wedding leaked, Spain and Denmark stunned. A royal wedding, quiet, regal, expected. But then, leaked. Not by tabloids. By someone inside the palace. And now, Spain and Denmark are reeling. Because this wasn't just a wedding. It was a secret pact. A scandal in lace and velvet. And no one saw it coming. It began with a rumor. A murmur in the halls of Zarzuela Palace. Then silence. Then, a single photo. Princess Leonor, Spain's future queen, standing in a private chapel. Her hand resting lightly in the palm of Prince Christian of Denmark. Not in public. Not announced. But dressed, undeniably, for a wedding. Not a rehearsal. Not a royal gala. A wedding. And then, the footage. Shaky, handheld. Captured from a window high above. Two royal entourages. No press. No guests in glittering gowns. Just family. And the church bells ringing anyway. Whispers began in Copenhagen. Then Madrid. Then London. Could this be real? Had two royal houses, two ancient monarchies, bound themselves together in a secret ceremony? And if so, why? What were they hiding? Let's go back. To the beginning. Before the leak. Before the scandal. To when Leonor turned 18. October 31, 2023. Sworn in with her father at her side. Oath on the Constitution. A solemn, stunning moment for Spain. But that day was more than a coming of age. It was the beginning of her autonomy. Her legal right to marry. Without needing parliament. Without needing approval. And Christian. He had just turned 18 as well. Poised, calm, the golden heir of Denmark. In recent months, he had become different. Withdrawn from the press. Seen less in public. But often, very often, rumored to be in Madrid. What began as a young friendship, nurtured over years of shared royal engagements, had deepened. But still, no one expected this. Why the secrecy? Why not announce a union that could politically and socially strengthen two thrones? The answer may lie in what the footage didn't show. Absent. Queen Letizia. Absent. Crown Princess Mary. Two mothers. Two powerful, elegant women. Not in attendance. King Felipe was there. So was King Frederick. But the maternal figures, missing. That silence speaks volumes. Sources close to the Spanish court suggest tension between Letizia and Leonor had been mounting. Letizia, fiercely protective of her daughter's image, was said to be troubled by how quickly the relationship had escalated. And Mary, known for her meticulous planning and cool diplomacy, she had reportedly urged her son to wait. But Leonor and Christian chose otherwise. They chose each other. The leak changed everything. A former palace staffer, dismissed quietly months before, shared the images anonymously. First with a Scandinavian outlet. Then it spread. Telegram, private X groups, encrypted messages. Then finally, viral. The world woke up to find the future of two thrones already sealed. But no official statement. No denial. No confirmation. Just silence. And then, subtle moves. The Danish royal court cancelled two events. King Felipe postponed a scheduled meeting with regional leaders. Media outlets were warned, off the record, not to speculate. And still, Leonor and Christian remained invisible. But the story didn't stop at the footage. More emerged. The chapel, a private estate in Segovia. Owned by a distant cousin of the Bourbon line. A place untouched by press or paparazzi. The guest list. Fewer than 20. Including Felipe. Frederick. 2 bodyguards. 1 officiant. And 1 unexpected guest, Queen Sofia. Leonor's grandmother. The quiet strength of the Spanish monarchy. Her presence, powerful and symbolic, spoke louder than any announcement. She gave her blessing. And according to insiders, she was the only one. Then came the letter. Weeks later. Typed, signed, and sent in wax-sealed envelopes. From Leonor. To key members of both royal families. She wrote not as a princess. But as a woman. She spoke of love. Of duty. Of choosing both. She wrote, I am not giving up the crown. I am giving it someone who understands it. Christian is not my shadow. He is my mirror. It stunned everyone. Especially Queen Letizia, whose relationship with her daughter had grown tense over Leonor's desire for a more modern, private life. But that line, he is my mirror, cut through decades of protocol. This wasn't rebellion. This was strategy. Why Christian? Why now? Why secretly? Because Leonor has watched the world change. Watched her parents navigate scandal and scrutiny. Watched monarchies rise, falter, and modernize under pressure. She didn't want a palace marriage. She wanted a partner. One who knew what it meant to be born with duty pressed into your bones. Christian, too, was seeking refuge. His own family had battled years of tabloid pressure. His grandmother, Queen Margrethe, had abdicated only months earlier. His father, King Frederick, was still adjusting to the weight of the crown. In Leonor, Christian found steadiness. And in Christian, Leonor found freedom. The irony. Freedom in the only other person who truly understood the cage. But now, with the world watching, what comes next? Will Spain acknowledge the union? Will Denmark confirm it? Constitutionally, Leonor remains the heir. Her marriage, even in secrecy, does not revoke her status. But symbolically, a secret wedding could fracture public trust. Especially in Spain, where the monarchy already walks a fragile line. Parliament has called for clarification. Royal insiders are working overtime to craft a response. And yet, no press conference. No photo op. Just silence and speculation. But here's what few realize. This isn't unprecedented. Queen Elizabeth's uncle, Edward VIII, famously abdicated for love. But love no longer requires abdication. Not for this generation. Not for Leonor. Not for Christian. They may have broken tradition. But they've also rewritten it. Together. The wedding may have been quiet. But the message was thunderous. And the world is listening. As more details emerge, one question remains. Who will speak first? Leonor, with her calm fire. Christian, with his quiet charm. Or will the silence stretch, held tightly by royal hands trained to protect what the public cannot see? One thing is clear. This was not a mistake. Not a scandal. Not an accident. This was a move. Planned. Precise. And deeply personal. A love story hidden in plain sight. Now revealed, forever. And the crowns, still gleaming. But now, shared.